Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today, taking flights in the Cessna 172, and I thought, for a Friday, end of the week, let's go on a leisure flight, shall we? Somewhere nice and slow, somewhere nice and light. And so today we're taking flights from Wycombe Air Park to Sandown in the Isle of Wight. Flight time's around about 30 minutes today, so not terribly long. I'm actually also going to turn on the VFR map as well, just in case I need that. And so, yeah, like I say, flight today takes us out of Wycombe, heads south, and then land on the Isle of Wight. So, direct flight plan, nothing really in it. We'll have ATC in the background, although currently on Unicom. We'll see if we get to Talk 21. As it stands, should be a rather good flights. So, before we get started, before we have a look around Wycombe. So, this is the all-new Wycombe from Pilot Plus. Came out earlier today on Orbex. I thought, well, it's an airport that's not terribly far from me, so it's just outside of London, and I have actually been through Wycombe a couple of times. Not yet flown through the airport, but I have been in and around it, so I do know a little bit about it. But yes, Wycombe Air Park, so it's just about 20 miles to the west of London. It's a general aviation airfield, so you get a fair few light aircraft in and out of here. Also got a gliding school, so you've got a few gliders out as well, and does cater for a lot of London-bound traffic, I guess, but for the majority of your London traffic, you'll either go to Elstree or even the London Aerodrome in Reading. But Wycombe is a smaller park, and well liked by those who do fly in and out. So, being the Pilot Plus model, we've got plenty of detail throughout. And let me tell you, I do really like just how it all comes together, how it all looks. You've got the car park, like how the cars come into view as well. I mean, I fly from Elstree a lot in the real world, so in terms of its layouts, well, in terms of facilities, very similar in regards to that. But it's a very niche little airport, this. I do like it. And so, like I said, I have actually been through Wycombe Air Park a couple of times. Not actually flown through here yet, although I plan to make that at some point in the near future. But it just looks really good. Very nice, very niche, very cool indeed. You've got the little control tower completely filled out. In fact, if you slow down camera 2 seconds. Have a step inside. I mean, how cool is that? You actually sit in the control tower, spot aircraft from up here, so you can see my aeroplane just parked and raring to go. It's nice. It's nice. So, yes, how you doing, guys? Welcome to the stream today. Right, so clear the we'll hide the yoke. Right, so let's head to the panel here. We'll turn on the master alternator and battery. We'll turn on the avionics. Make sure the systems come to life, that's all fine. That's fine. That's fine. We've got some fuel in the aircraft as well, since we have got the low fuel lights, so we'll push out to about 32% load, which will do us. Let's set the mixture to about 20% mixture. That'll do us fine. We'll turn on the navigation lights and beacons. That's fine. Do a quick visual check, make sure that the aircraft or space around the aircraft is fine. So yes, again, no need for the pushback. We'll just turn to the right and head straight out. Let's turn on the fuel cut-off valve. And, well, shout clear prop. Alert people around that we are ready to start our engines. And engine starts. There we go. Engine's active. We'll put the yoke back in. I think that'll be okay, staying on this time. I'm not quite sure I did that. What can you say? Yes, fire truck and aircraft stands. With the way this aircraft's going, might need that. Right, so, engine's active. We'll leave it on the Parking brake 2 seconds. Let's increase the RPM slightly just to check the engine, make sure it's all working properly. Make sure it's all stable as well. So, what's the RPM? That's 10,000. Got to 15,000. Hold it for a few seconds. Engine stable. All looks good. Right, so taxi lights active. It's something to do with the throttle. If I go back all the way to 0, it cuts the engine. Interesting. So, note to self, Drawyah, don't idle your throttle. Increase the mixture. There we go. That should do us nicely. Right. Parking brake off. Let's go taxi now to the runway. So like I say, we are using ATC today. We are using IVAO, but as it stands, currently no X controllers right now, so I'll stick with Unicom 122.8. We'll be using that for our flight following today. Right, hold position here. Do a quick visual check, make sure that the area in front of the aircraft's clear, as is to our lefts. All looks good. Let's enter the runway and let's get going. So like I say, flight time today is about 1 hour and, well, it's actually more like 30 minutes. But we won't go direct, we'll go for a bit more of a, I guess, a deviated flight plan. Enjoy a little bit more of the South England scenery as the sun slowly starts to set. Now entering runway 24. Make sure flaps down for takeoff. Turn on the takeoff lights. That can also come off. Let's get going. Throttle up 50%. Check the RPM, make sure it's stable, which it is. Let's get going. Airspeed's alive. 60 knots, rotates. I'm going to pitch climb for 70 knots. So far so good. A little bit turbulence, but nothing we can't handle. Cruise around 3,000 today, so not a super high cruising altitude. And so we'll be setting our time today low and slow over South England. And by the time we reach Southampton, by the time we reach the crossing to the Isle of Wight, should get rather spectacular, the scenery. Alright, so make a left-hand turn now. And start heading towards the south. Bring out the throttle slightly. That's up. And down the road from you. Nice one, Ollie. So we're now at 1,300 feet. So carry on climbing a little bit more. Like I say, we're trying to aim for about 2,000, 3,000 for our cruise today. Try and hit between the middle of that. Lovely countryside. It really is. It really is in this part of the UK. Yeah, looking nice and windy today. It's not too bad, the winds right now. Yeah, have a quick double check of that. Yeah, so it's currently 10 knot winds heading 060. No clouds reported. Visibility plus 10 miles. So it's not too bad. Certainly well within the limitations of Cessna 172. Just trim. So I get the aircraft to fly a bit more stable. We've adjusted the throttle as well slightly. Bring that back over a little bit. I'm going to cruise at around 100 knots today. I might also start to lean the throttle slightly. About 80% will do. That way we're not overworking the engine, keeping the aircraft nice and stable. Our route today takes us out of High Wycombe. We then cut via Reading, head through Southampton, which counts as our English Channel crossing. Isle of Wight not too far ahead of that then, and then slowly make our arrival into Sandown, which is one of two airfields on the Isle of Wight, but it's the most popular of the two. Welcome Saints, how are you? So that below us now, I believe, is the River Thames. Yes. Yes it is. So slowly we're now on the, well, very much left London now. On the outskirts, quite parallel to our flight path. So as long as we're heading southward, we should be alright. It really does look good, this. That right there is going to be Henley. I'm trying to remember trying to beast off my railway stations in my mind, because you also got Maidenhead to cross as well. We're kind of fly between Maidenhead and Reading. Let's just go around the front, shall we? Yes, that's potentially Maidenhead. Reading just to our right hand side. Current settings are on high at the moment. High ultra. Yes, you're not wrong there, Ollie. As soon as you get some proper study level aircraft on this sim will really blow us all away. FSX was easy. I mean, the flight dynamics, the flight models are all very much based on, well, there weren't really any flight models. It was just kind of like railway tracks. With this, it's a lot more hands-on. The flight dynamics are a lot more bumpy, and it really gives you more of an effect of actually flying an aeroplane. It's not easy, that's for sure. Let me tell you, the scenery down here is truly amazing. And this is all the faults, like... wow! Who'd have thought it? Satellite imagery on trains, on a flight simulator, spans the entire world. So, that is Reading Station. Right now, crossing over Reading. Maidenhead's a little bit more to our east. In fact, that right there is London Heathrow Airport. And the train track down there, that's going to be the Great Western Railway. breath how flat England is. I mean, it's not, well, it's not particularly hilly, I guess. You've got a few hills and mountain ranges towards the northern portions of the UK. But, yeah, I guess it is a rather flat country for the most parts. When flying online, what's my traffic mode? I use all off for my my online ATC flights. So whenever I use IVAO, all traffic comes off. Yeah, I must also just say how great the Thrustmaster Warthog is. I mean, being just a big, heavy metal stick, just the inputs you put into it, it feels so good. And that's for any flight sim, really. Small little movements. The aircraft moves about as much as you'd expect for the real thing. It's amazing. So we've got our usual two parts helm today. A little more cramped in the 172. Compared to the other stuff they fly like the 320, 78, 74, not as much space in this one. And so this weekend, if all goes to plan, hopefully we've got 4 commercial flights coming. Tomorrow morning we'll be flying from Porto to Lisbon. Tomorrow evening we'll then do Vienna to La Penranta. On Sunday morning we'll do Tokyo to Hiroshima. And in the evening, what was it? It was somewhere to Toronto. Chicago to Toronto. So hopefully this weekend we've got 4 flights, 4 streams. So far so good. It's a very relaxed flight this evening. We're a little bit on the high side right now, so we're pitching the nose down ever so slightly just to encourage a bit of descent. Also bring back the throttle ever so slightly. Whoops. Ever so slightly just to try and de-encourage some speed up. Oh, I've seen little changes in scenery. Give me a second, we can show you. Yeah, so the A320 has got a few bugs right now in regards to the engines. I'm not sure about the landings. I have to... Tonight I'll probably do like a dummy test flight and see what that's like. Hopefully not too bad. So, seasonal weather changes. If I go to that and change you to snow, hopefully visibility is not going to be too shot. Okay, yes it is. We've got a rainbow at least. Okay, we're on the ground at Isle of Wight. Sana remind me to change the weather, and I'll show you how it all looks. Oh, got a bit of icing as well on the windshield. I'll slowly melt away. Yeah, when we land, someone remind me to change the weather, and I'll show you how the sim changes and handles the scenery changes, because it is rather good. It's rather special and smart how it does it. It's using shaders rather than actual textures. Previous sims, you had 4 textures. You had spring, summer, autumn, and winter. With this, you have satellite imagery and a shader-based system to change like a layer on top of the texture. Just look realistic to what the weather preset is. I know something that X-Plane have talked about for years doing, but never had time to get down to that. Something that the Cybo have pretty much succeeded on their first attempt. When we're landing, well, there's an ETA at the top of the screen, landing in about 20-ish minutes, give or take a few. It's not a massive flight this tonight. Like I say, I'm not going to fly super direct. We'll do a little bit of like a detour, kind of snake around a little bit. EasyJet on frequency, currently on their approach into Gatwick. Any medieval sites? Nothing that I can think of on the top of my head. We may get some on the approach to Southampton, but I wouldn't say there's anywhere particularly major in terms of old medieval sites that we have en route. If you ever get a chance to go to Isle of Wight, do so. It's a very nice little place to go. I've been there twice. Well, it's been a few years since last went. I do plan to visit there again at some point soon. No, ETA looks about right. 2025 Zulu. Not too far away from the south coast. Yes, it does have an old rocket test site. It's also got the UK's narrowest loading gauge railway, so it's standard gauge track, but no real loading gauge outside of that. And well, that's about it really. There's not much else you can do with the Isle of Wight. It's not a massive little place, that. But it is nice, very peaceful. I'd be very careful of that one, Ian. Ireland is not a part of the UK. Yeah, the scenery is just amazing in this. The cyber have completely blown us away with level of detail in that. It's just, it's amazing, it's second to none. And again, this is all the faults. There's no fancy graphics add-on, there's no package on top of it. This is just what Microsoft Flight Simulator looks like. Next flight's the A320. I'm going to try and do one tomorrow, but see how, I guess, bugged it is, if it is as bad as people say. And plan to fly that from Porto to Lisbon. Welcome, Riss, how you doing? passing via another airfield, Echo Golf Hotel Echo, to Hotel Lima. Not quite sure yet what this is. Hotel Lima. Lasham, that's going to be Lasham. Yes, I thought I recognised that. So in that case, I'm actually not too far from Popham. Keep an eye out for that one. Tell you what, if it's not too far, Hotel Papa, we'll make a right hand turn. We're going to deviate from our flight plan slightly. We'll fly over Popham for a little bit, so we'll cross the airfield. So, right hand turn. Let's go head towards that. So, Lasham is another general aviation fields used by a, well, the most famous thing out there is a gliding club, the Lasham Gliding Club. Getting a little bit gustier now, but nothing too crazy. And I'm back. So ATC does have its own panel, or own platform you can use. So I believe it's called Aurora in IVAO, at least the new one is. If I'm not sure I can help you enough, go speak to the developers of the platform. I'm just a streamer. I don't find Steam Gauge Cessna, but you haven't noticed the magenta line not appearing on the instruments of the other aircrafts. Make sure your flight director's turned on. Because that just sounds like you're not turning on your flight director. So just to our right now, we should be able to spot Popham. There it is. So we've got the motorway that comes through that. You've got the racetrack and shooting fields down below. And then you've got the main airport itself. So this is where the annual Microlights fly-in takes place. Also where amazing one actually works, one of the flight schools, FlyMac. The left hand turn now. Let's go carry on back towards Sandown. Tracks, it's a racing track, it's a dirt track used for motocross and go-karts potentially, not too sure. Also a cat sanctuary not too far as well. Yes, the A303. 20k subs, yes, hit that yesterday. So a massive thank you to everyone who's got involved with that one. Numbers that just continue to blow me away every single day. Oh, it's not missing. I'm just not on the flight plan. If I zoom out, there it is. Flight plan. Well, the magenta line is in there. I'm just flying away from the flight plan slightly as we go and spot some more of the airfields in this area. The version I have, this is the Premium Deluxe edition of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Premium Deluxe. So you now see the coast of England slowly starting to appear on the horizon now. Very shortly we'll be on the English Channel. And our next stop will be the Isle of Wight itself. Trust me, as someone who's flown smaller aircraft in real life, it is a lot of fun. I've flown the CTSW and the Icarus C-42. Also the Grub 103 glider as well. It's a fantastic experience. Your first 10 flights from Elstree, you vomited every time. I'm not sure about that, Pablo. Perhaps flying's not for you if that's the case. I am yet to vomit. Any good airport suggestions in Cornwall to start from? You don't have many over in Cornwall. I mean, Plymouth isn't too far. Plymouth's quite a nice one to start from. New update yesterday is optimization and bug fixes. Although, sadly, has left some of the jetliners in a bit of a worse for wear state. But bug fixes and optimization. Nuki's not bad. Bodmin as well. Actually, good shout at Bodmin. I might even stream from there at some points. Very nice little airfield. Very nice. Yeah, I think Bodmin's very much on my list of places to fly. So at some point, almost certainly I'm going to go pay it a visit. Yeah, the PMDG 737 is an aircraft that I'm also very much waiting for. As soon as it comes out, it's going to completely change the way I fly Microsoft Flight Sim, as it will be the first true study level high fidelity aircraft in the sim. So slowly now returning back to our flight plan, or original flight routing. In a couple of moments, we'll start making our crossing over the channel. I have flown the A320 a fair few times since. I've got quite a few streams up. I'm sure you've been on some of those streams as well. So over the weekends, like I said, the plan is to try and get a couple of flights in. Something about these more quiet, I guess, soothing flights that I like. I enjoy them. I like them. Very relaxed. Not too much behind them. The flying's much easier. And yeah, it's a whole new experience. Well, a different experience flying commercial. Again, down straight to the ground, you get to really enjoy the scenery down below. Welcome there, Robski, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. Yes, the A380, like I say, it's in a bit of a worse for wear state right now. Hopefully, it won't be too long until the Cybo can release a hotfix for that. Oh yeah, Scotland's another place. Like I say, I did gliding over in Scotland, over in the Scottish Highlands, and well, that experience was truly amazing. Something I hope to do again at some points. So, you can now see the water up ahead. It's only a very short hop before we reach the Isle of Wight. That to our right is going to be Southampton, so we're not going to fly over the city, but we're going to try and fly around that. Then it's a case of just, well, following the flight plan, head on ourselves towards the airfield. Well, I'll show the weather what it is like right now, but I believe it'll be, yeah, probably heads to the south of the airfield, do a 180, then come back in, so, yeah, we'll fly downwind, make a turn, come in final, touch the aircraft down. I mean, I've been using flight sims for years now, Russ. I mean, this has always been a hobby for me. I've always wanted to fly. So, well, I don't have the 80 grand to go into commercial flying. This is as close as I'm going to get. So, it's one of the things that I've got a passion for it. I enjoy streaming. I enjoy sharing my knowledge and content. Well, I'm not so much an expert. People enjoy what I do as well. So, why stop it? London to Oxford. Not sure about that one, Rob. It's a very short, nonchalant flight, that. We're about 16 miles to go now. So on the right, you can see the distance there, can stand nautical miles. 16 nm to go. Yes, the Concorde is coming to Microsoft Flight Sim, currently being developed by DC Designs, alongside Just Flights. Oh, so the plan is at some point to do an NPPR Type M in the future. That costs about £6 grand. It's a hobby license, but something that as soon as I can finance it, I will absolutely be doing. Alright, a little bit of high tide again, so we'll cut back the throttle. Just descend a little bit. Yeah, it's around the UK. Not too far from Southampton. Well, that there is Southampton. Portsmouth just not much in front of us. We're going to kind of cut across between the two cities. Head down the middle there. And then enter the Isle of Wight. And A380 currently at Heathrow. And Iberia 320. So on the rifles to our left. That's going to be where is that? I did it. I remember flying from there once during my FS Passengers series. It was one where there was a very strong headwind and I pretty much did a VTOL takeoff on the runway. Yep. We are using IVO tonight. No flight plan sets, just a leisure flight this one tonight. Although currently with Unicom, no active controllers. Leon silence. £300 2 stops from Bodmin. I mean, I guess the safe stop should be somewhere over in Scotland. Potentially you could do Republic or Northern Ireland. Yeah, got a fair few nice choices from Bodmin, 200 miles. How far from Luton Airport? Well, at this point heading over the Isle of Wight, fairly distant. Fairly distant. Take a left-hand turn now, and essentially we're going to start following the coastline around. So follow the coastline, and the Sandown Airport is towards the southern portion of the island, so not a terribly long distance flight. Yes, Sandown was an RAF airport during the Second World War. Yeah, a great causeway, that's another really good flight there. Well, Southampton right now is just to our left, so to our immediate left, that's Southampton. Whoops. I'm not sure why I'm saying cut off valve, Philip. That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm flying to Moscow. I have done, not on stream though. It's a standard edition airport, so pretty much what you expect from it. I mean, I use Europe West anyway, so I don't use the automatic. I use Europe West. North or West usually pretty good for me. Low latency, easy to connect to. Wherever in the world you are, basically pick whatever's got the lowest number, but West and North for me, both generally do alright. If you're in the UK, why are you using East Europe when the UK is in the west of Europe? So of course it'd be more stable if that's the case. Interesting waves down there, I must say. It's like an illusion, that. Very nice. So, just 2 hour below now. That is going to be the town of... I know it, don't tell me. See what's got the train line goes through us as well. That there is Ryde, that's it. This train goes from Ryde to Shanklin. So the Ryde pier down below, that's going to feature the train line. And the rolling stock on it, the original 1938 stock is on the underground, so it's the oldest rolling stock in the UK at 92 years old. And again, very, very pretty past the UK. So yeah, it's a whale. That would fit the description, I guess. Sadly, the pier hasn't made it. You can see where the train line kind of starts off and goes through. Maybe one day we'll see the pier start to appear. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a right-hand turn now. Fly over the countryside and the airport. It's about there, not too far from us now. So in a couple of moments, probably start thinking about descent. Whoa! Well, we've just had an engine failure. Right, the engine's not starting up again, so, right. This is going to be interesting. Maintain current. We should have had plenty of fuel. Unless the fuel burns off, which it probably is. Right, okay. Dump it in the sea. We're a little bit far from the sea, I'm afraid. We're not too far from the airfield. If we're lucky, we may be able to guide this one in. I mean, I see on the map here. Being blown away by the winds right now. It's not particularly nice at the moment. But, right. Nearest airport directly ahead of us. Lower the flaps down to the first setting to give us a bit more of a glide profile. And maintain current speed. Bit of a crosswind. Because the airport is right there. I can see a field, so we're using that to land it. Not how I thought this stream would go today. But I guess if you've got random failures turned on at like 10,000 hours, something like that, you'll get one failure in 10,000 hours. And this happens to be that one occasion. Interesting. Well, keep the aircraft stable. A little bit turbulent, so we're going to have to fight that. Flaps down second position. We'll side slope it in. And down. 145. Can't complain in the circumstances. Hit the brakes. And let's push to the side so that we don't end up causing any runway congestion issues. Well, any landing you can walk away from? Well, we've made it hot destination as well. That is Sandown, so yeah, that's what's happened. I had the fuel select set to the left fuel tank. The left tank is now on empty, so obviously a fault of my own right there. Should have left that in the centre position. Well, I guess the more you learn. So let's try that again. So if I go to the right hand engine now, leave that on that, bring the throttle back and start. We should now start, because the right tank is still full of fuel. That makes sense. Right, let's go park the aircraft somewhere more sensible. That right there is going to be a flights plan files to the well, I'll be writing the letter now to the British Aviation Authority, the BAA. And that's potentially using my license suspended actually, because, well, pilot failure to that extent, if not suspended, certainly going to have a bit of a retraining. Right. So, engine off, mixture back, and I'll turn everything off now as well. So avionics off, battery off, alternator off. Lights off. And there we have it. Welcome to Sandown. Well, that was a bit more of a dramatic flight than I was expecting, that's for sure. I was not expecting to deal with the engine cut off there. Well, like I said, I now know what the reason was. Completely my fault. And sadly, that now see the end of my license, end of my flying days. But hey, it's a flight simulator. that's the benefit of doing it in this, not in real life. So, yeah, I guess that brings to the end what was a rather interesting flight. That was High Wycombe to Sandown. The Wycombe Senior Wycombe Air Park, again, that was the Pilots Plus Wycombe, so available on Orbex to download. Costs £10, which is 19 Australian dollars, 14 US dollars, or 12 euros. And yeah, it's overall a rather good flight. That's yeah, pub on. If this was real life, I'd be heading straight to the pub now and put all my sorrows away. But I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be flying the A320. We'll do 2 flights in the A320, so one in the morning, one in the evening. On Sunday, I then plan to do a 787 and an A320 flight. And hopefully, if all goes to plan, the jets aren't too horribly mangled from the recent updates, we'll get a fair few flights in, and also using a updated version of the PAX add-on from TFDI Design. So, hopefully, that looks rather good. Have you got a Twitch ride? If we do, you've caught us right in the wrong time there, I'm afraid, best friends. As we are just about to finish. But yes, thank you all for watching. You take care. Yeah, if Harrison Ford is still flying, this discrepancy is okay. It is what it is. So, yeah, you have a good one. Got 4 streams of the weekends. Hopefully I'll see you tuned for that. Take care and goodbye. And good night.